A very good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all of you joining from different parts of the world. So, I welcome you all on IGP, and I am grateful to IGP for inviting me here to speak and share my knowledge on productivity hacks. So, are you all excited to learn more about productivity hacks and techniques? So, type yes in the chat box if you all are excited. Meanwhile, I'm sharing this screen. I hope my screen is visible to all. Thank you, Leotrim, Evelyn, Jenston. Thank you. I hope my screen is visible. Yes. Thank you, Arjun. So, before beginning on what are productivity hacks, can you all type in the chat box what is your definition? What do you mean by productivity? What do you understand by productivity? And how many techniques do you know to be more productive? What is that one thing that you require to be productive? You can type your answers in the chat box. I hope chat is enabled for everyone. Okay. So, what do you mean by productivity, and what is one thing you require to be more productive? The state or quality of producing something. Great guess. Nearby, but you can guess more. Productivity means getting things done in a good and efficient way. Absolutely correct, Melvin. So, what do we mean by productivity? Productivity is getting things done, getting more done in less time. If it is just a short answer, it's getting done more in less time. Productivity is using your time, energy, and attention effectively to achieve your goals. So, let me share with you all that there are four top self-help books that define productivity. So, according to Atomic Habits by James Clear, productivity is the art of making progress in a meaningful way. It is about consistently moving forward and making small improvements that compound over time. Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey says that prioritizing tasks that align with your values and mission. Whereas Carl Newport in Deep Work says it is the ability to focus without distraction and maximizing the amount of high quality work you produce in a given time. Man, getting things done. In his famous book, David Allen says, managing your tasks and commitments efficiently. So, what is the importance of maximizing productivity in personal and professional life? It aligns professional and personal goals. It frees up your time so that you can pursue other things, reduces stress and prevents burnouts, increases your profitability. When you do more in less time, definitely you will increase your profitability, enables great growth opportunities, optimizes resource utilization, enhances work quality, and boosts your job satisfaction. So, first of all, I would like to ask how many of you know about this matrix, Eisenhower matrix. Do you know about it? Eisenhower matrix? I hope a few of you know. So let me explain those who do not know. Eisenhower matrix says divides everything into four segments. That is what is urgent for you and what is important for you, what is not urgent and what is not important. So it includes everything into four quadrants, and we call it 4Ds. That is delete, do, delegate, and delay. So if it is urgent and important, so we need to do that task. If it is not urgent and important, we can schedule it, delay it, and decide a time for it that at this time we will do and put it on our calendar. If it is not urgent and not important, then we must eliminate it or delete it. And if it is urgent but it is not important, definitely we can delegate it to someone who can handle it efficiently. Coming ahead, we must plan ahead, write a detailed plan of the things we need to do a night before or early morning the same day. That helps us lot into planning a day efficiently. So what are the techniques we can use is journaling, keeping a tracker. There is also a second brain system that I will be covering. I hope very few of you might be knowing about this system, and our to-do list. And before our to-do list, there is one more important list, that is not to-do list. We need to put on certain things that we are not supposed to do in order to boost our productivity. Those activities that drain out our time, we need to put on this list and we need to avoid those things. How to plan ahead is writing a detailed plan, setting clear goals, prioritizing our tasks. There is a technique that we must prioritize, and then 1-3-5 technique, which says uh, prioritize your one big task for the day, three medium tasks, and five small tasks. So we'll talk about this technique later. Then break down tasks into smaller chunks, schedule it on your calendar, anticipate needs and problems, schedule time blocks, reflect on previous days, and stay flexible. Because life is full of uncertainty, and we know whatever we plan, the things happen another way. Set clear intentions to eliminate guesswork. Now, what are the clear intentions? Clear intentions are that in the morning or a day before, you set the intention for the day that I want to accomplish this thing in this day. It is a specific goal which has some measurable outcome. Benefits of setting clear intentions is increased focus, improved decision making, it enhances motivation, reduces our stress, and increases the accountability. Strategies for setting clear intentions. First of all, we must always start with why, whatever thing we are doing, because knowing our why will only help us go forward. If we do not know why we are doing it, we may not find the motivation and we may stop at any point of time. Break down intentions into actionable steps, set deadlines for the work you need to complete, and then review and adjust. Some of the examples of clear intentions are: suppose I will write 500 words for a blog post by 5 p.m. today, and then stick to this. I will complete the financial report and send it to my manager by the end of the week. I will spend 30 minutes each day practicing mindfulness to reduce stress. These are some of the examples that the way we can set clear intentions for the day. Then prioritization techniques. So there is second brain system we will be talking about, Eisenhower metrics we talked about, and then there is a 2 minute rule. 2 minute rule says if a task is can be done within 2 minutes, just do it now. Uh, David Allen in his book Getting Things Done has explained this rule in depth. And it is so simple. If a certain task, if you prioritize your work and before that you set aside 30 minutes of time and you perform all those 2 minute jobs that are popping up in your mind and making you distractions, then definitely doing those tasks will relieve you from that mental thoughts or even sometimes the stress, and it will also feel you a sense of accomplishment. Now 135 technique we have talked, Eat That Frog is another great book by Brian Tracy which talks about eating frog is the toughest thing that one can do, and picking up our most difficult task in the morning. It is a metaphor, eating the frog, and um, completing the first thing in the morning is our highest priority task. That is the most difficult task. Then 80-20 principle also helps us in productivity. That is, which says 80% of our work is determined by the 20% or 20% of work that we do determines the 80% of results or output that we receive. So focus on that 20% that gives us 80% results. So that is Pareto principle, which says focus on significant tasks rather than the urgent ones. So many urgent tasks pops up and we are just entrapped by that, and we do not focus on our significant tasks. So that is where we need to self check, self control our working. And then 135 technique, which says plan one big task, one big thing to do during the day for one day, and plan 3 medium tasks and 5 smaller tasks. This is the maximum you can do. Maybe sometimes you can do a bit more, but this is the maximum on an average that a person can do. Then 2 minutes rule we have already talked, helps accomplish many small tasks in just an hour or a half, and this prevents small tasks from piling up and becoming overwhelming. Then goal setting. Let's talk about not only goal setting but goal getting, how to get the goals. So there is another book which is known as, I'm forgetting the name at the moment. So we'll be covering in next slides. So that talks about daily highlights. Set a single goal for each day to maintain focus and follow 135 rule. That is one high priority task and then go for that. So this way you will be able to complete that task. How to eat an elephant. It is one bite at a time. Our highest priority tasks seem difficult or seem big many a times, but how to eat that elephant is break it down into smaller chunks. Our goals must be SMART goals, that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And with an attitude of whatever it takes. If we have to do something, we have to keep this attitude. Either we make excuses or we take actions. So other techniques are WOOP method, that is wish, outcome, obstacle, and plan. Another method is one word goal setting. Choose a single word that encapsulates your focus for the year or a period, and then this will help simplify and clarify your intentions. Then another method is reverse thinking or the reverse goal setting, where you determine what outcome you want to achieve during the day, or when setting our life purpose during our entire life, what outcomes we wish to achieve, and working in reverse order backwards to identify the steps needed and achieve those results. Now, every one of us falls into procrastination. So, what is procrastination? Procrastination is postponing something despite knowing its negative consequences. So, why we procrastinate? There are several reasons: laziness, lack of self control, fear of failure, bad habits, perfectionism, non prioritization, lack of clarity, negative self talk, which is the biggest one for most of us, fear of complexity or overwhelming projects, multitasking, confusion, lack of self confidence, and fear of success. So, these are some of the reasons why we humans procrastinate. And here are some steps, 7 steps to cure procrastination. That is, clarify priorities. What is your priority and go for that. Leave other things aside. Connect work to goals. Get into action, that is, start taking action. Start SSI, that is simple, stupid, and imperfect. Let it be imperfect because nobody reaches perfection, and if version 1 is always better than version none. That is, no, if you strive for perfection, definitely you are not be able to submit the assignment or do the task. But define the definition of complete or done, and then do it as per that. Let it be simple, stupid, and imperfect. Fight perfectionism, define you're done. And then time boxing is another technique. That is, when you define done, that I have to do it in a day, in 1 month, in 1 week's time, and then define that particular time box, that is the period of time in which it has to be done, and in whatever format it has whatever perfection we can make by that time. After that, we have to complete it and package it. And don't make better the enemy of good. We always keep on striving for perfection, and we make better always the enemy of good. So let it be good, and make it complete. One task completed, 20 tasks completed is there, always better than 99 tasks uncompleted. So how do you eat an elephant? We have discussed. Writing makes it done. So always think on pen and paper, take notes, capture your to-dos as well as your not to-do list. You need to forego something in order to achieve something. So set what you will not do and before making your to-do list. Then only you will get time for the things you want to do. Set deadlines and stick to it. Now, getting things done, we have discussed about the 2 minutes rule. Capture every to-do in your notepad or the digital notes, whatever you are using. Capture every to-do, and whatever is hitting, whether it is a small task of going outside, buying something, or anything, whatever is hitting your mind, just pen it down. And once you pen it down, you will notice it will not be a repetitive thought after a few minutes or when you are working. So we will talk about this in depth in next slides. Written goals are accomplished better than unwritten goals, and ticking them off gives you a sense of accomplishments. So always prioritize, make a list, and then prioritize what tasks are important and what you need to do first. Another technique is the Pomodoro technique, which talks about setting a Pomodoro is tomato, and there is a tomato shaped tomato is called Pomodoro in Italian, and there is a tomato shaped kitchen timer. So using this timer, people set 25 minutes of timer for doing certain tasks, that is distraction free. And you focus on your task for 25 minutes and then take 5 minutes break, and repeating these for 3, 4, or 5 pomodoros. You can take a longer break of say 30 minutes. So doing 2 to 3 pomodoros and then taking a longer break, and repeating 2 to 3 cycles during the day. That means you are doing 9 or 12 pomodoros during the day. So you will get a lot accomplished. And this is totally distraction free work where you will put off all the notifications, everything aside during these pomodoro times. So this is one of the most known productivity technique, pomodoro technique. Now coming to, you want to do something, just do it. Even if you feel that I'm scared to do it, because Nike says just do it. How many of you know like 5 second rule? She is Mel Robbins, and she has devised this wonderful rule. So whenever you feel like doing something and your body do not feel like doing it, in that case, simply count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and get up and move physically. That is where your brain will support you to take action. Otherwise, your brain will stop you. So just count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and get into some action. Time blocking, scheduling every part of the day and then fixing that time for that particular task only. That is putting things on calendar and then following your calendar is known as time blocking. And another technique is time boxing, which we have already discussed. Time boxing is dedicating a certain time, and that project or that task needs to be completed in that particular frame of time. So simply suppose you have a fixed schedule for your exams, and you have one day. So that, before exams, what you do is time boxing. Within one day you have to revise all the concepts of your subject, no matter whatever perfect or imperfect you have prepared for the exams. But you time box, you complete your revision in one day, and then next day you give the exam. So this is called time boxing. Parkinson's law says work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. So all have noticed, like there is certain deadline for something, we do the work in that particular deadline. But when the deadline is extended, we also become lenient. And suppose a deadline is any regulatory deadline with the government or any agency is extended for another 1 month, and our work also expands for that particular month as well. So that is what Parkinson's law says. If we schedule it for tomorrow, definitely we are going to do it tomorrow. We are going to use time boxing. And within a day, whatever level of outcome we can generate, we will be generating. But if that deadline shifts to a next 1 week, definitely we will be taking whole week for completing that task. So the same task can be done in one day, and same task can be extended till another 10 days as well. Distractions, what kind of distractions we have? We have digital notifications, environmental noise, and cluttered workspaces. So there is a wonderful book by Nir Eyal, which is known as Indistractable, where he has developed and narrated so many wonderful concepts to become indistractable. In time management strategies, so for emails, we can always schedule times, particular times that I will check my emails once, twice, or thrice a day, not every time a notification beeps. So first thing is we must close all the notifications if we want to be productive, because these notifications are always distracting. And overcoming distractions, so turn off your notifications, use DND, do not disturb mode, and use website blockers. So a lot of notifications and beep sound grab our attention, and then we lose another 10 to 15 minutes on we go for checking one notification, and then we are lost in a number of notifications or those sites, messages, or other things. Create a dedicated, organized workspace. Work near natural light to enhance focus and mood. Practice Pomodoro technique. Identify your top distractions. So we must notice for 1 day or 2 day when we are working, and what are our top distractions, where are we deviating while working, what are those noises that are distracting us. So use noise cancellation earphones or um, earbuds, and break tasks into smaller chunks so that you work distraction free. And especially learn to say no, because when you work, there are a lot of things happening around, a lot of people approaching you, and they will be dragging you and diverting you from the direction you are going on. So this is a special art of saying no that we all need to learn. Whatever does not aligns with our goals, definitely we must say no for it. And learning to say no is also an art in itself, that you say no and the other person also do not get offended. We talked about notifications on our digital devices. What about notifications popping up in our brain? There are 99 apps open in the background of our mind as well. So, how to avoid them, overcome them? So, shut them all down. So, how? Can I get any answers in the chat box? How will you shut down those notifications that are popping in your mind while you are on some specific task? Slides are not moving. Oh, I'm sorry if that happened that way. I just checked the chat box. Okay, I'll reshare. I'm sorry for that. I'll just quickly have a recap. I hope now you all can see. I'm going back from where the slides were not moving. Can you tell me? Can you type in the chat box? I hope it is now it is moving. I hope. Okay. I hope slides are visible to everyone now. It's moving. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. The slides is moving.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we talked about it is not moving here in this panel. Just let me check. Just Bandhan, please let me know if it is moving now. It is moving. Can you unmute and speak? Slides are moving for everyone. It's moving. Okay. Thank you. So we talked about just repeating once more for 2-3 minutes quickly. So we talked about how to plan ahead. We started with Eisenhower matrix, that is prioritizing our tasks based on urgency and importance. Then we talked about planning ahead. We talked about clear intentions and benefits of clear intentions, strategies to set clear intentions, then prioritization techniques, various techniques we will covering once more. second brain system, Eisenhower matrix, that is 4Ds, and 2 minutes rules, 1-3-5 technique, eat that frog, and Pareto principle, that is 80-20 rule. Then we talk about 2 minutes rule. Instead of only goal setting, let's focus on goal getting, how to get and reach to our desired outcome. So moving forward, other techniques we discussed, that is WOOP method, one word goal setting, reverse or backward goal setting. Then we talked about procrastination, why, what is procrastination and why do we procrastinate, and 7 steps to cure procrastination, getting things done, Pomodoro technique, and just do it. Then the 5 second rule, which is invention of Mel Robbins, which says just count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and uh, move physically to take action. Time blocking, that is scheduling things on calendar and doing that particular task in that particular time. Time boxing is dedicating a time slot and completing the task in that particular slot. Parkinson's law says work expands to fill the available time. Distractions, we talked about distractions and time management strategies, that is email control. So we need to fix a particular time for our email checking, overcoming distractions, blocking the notifications, the website blockers, and then practicing Pomodoro, also learning the art of saying no. Now we were here on the applications running in our mind, that is number of thoughts that pop up while we are working focused on some task. So how to shut it down, I asked the question about that. And can anyone tell me in the chat box, so how will you manage it, the thoughts popping in your mind? So let me reveal the answer. It's simple, pen and paper. When you are focused on a certain task, keep a pen and paper aside. As soon as you feel an urge for anything or any other thought pops up in your mind, just pen it down on the sheet of paper and carry on with your work. This way you will not be distracted, and whatever thought is has popped up, it will be into writing. So once you complete the Pomodoro, if it is urgent, you can do it in the break time if it is 2-3 minutes task, or if it is a long term task that requires half an hour or more than that, then definitely you can keep it up, you can schedule it for later. And if it is that important, then you can find a break and complete that task, that is for a task which is urgent as well as important. Then definitely that must be on your priority list, so you must be doing it. And just in case you skipped and something popped up which is urgent as well as important, then you pick up that task, complete it, and then come back to your main task and focus. So this is the way you can avoid distractions. Another book that talks about deep work is, which talks about the difference between shallow work and deep work. So deep work is for cognitive tasks, and shallow work, which is not deep, is for non-cognitive tasks. So deep work is always distraction free, and shallow work is often done with distractions. Then they add deep work add value, while shallow work may or may not add value. So 6 steps to achieve deep work, that is ritualize deep work, execute like a business. If you think it is a business, definitely you will be able to focus on it. Then schedule when the internet is allowed, that is those other things you can schedule at a particular slot, and you can switch off your Wi-Fi also if you are doing some deep work. and quit social media at that particular time. Plan your day by minutes and then stick to it. Become hard to reach, and these are the steps to do the deep work. So we have seen lot of great compositions or compilations that have been framed by various well-known people. They all are a result of deep work only. And in this book, when you will read, you will get to know that many of those work, great people, those who compiled or created something of immense value to this world, they prefer to work deep work, and even they went into a separate cabin where there was no other connectivity with the outside world, and they continuously worked for long hours, being locked in that cabin, forgetting everything else. And that is the result of their creativity that just popped in. So some other productivity techniques are batch similar tasks. Like you have similar kind of tasks, so you can always batch similar kind of tasks. Like you can batch. Suppose you need to go to market and you need to buy certain things, you can batch it into certain things. You need to sit with your laptop and do so. Such similar things you can batch into, like when I'll sit. So that is also a context setting. So we also call it context setting. So when I will go to market, I'll do this task. When I'll work on my sitting on my laptop, I'll do this task. So this way you can batch similar tasks. Then always avoid multitasking, because our brain can focus one thing at a time, and whenever we are multitasking, we are losing attention on one of if we are doing more than one thing, maybe two or three, so definitely we are losing attention on the other two at a time. So our attention is focused only on one. So set bound we think. And another thing in multitasking is we think that we can multitask, we can handle many things together. But what happens if it is a physical and mental task? Then definitely you can do. But if it is a mental task only, definitely when you are switching from one thing to another, a lot of time is wasted in getting into a flow state. So and you switch from one. Suppose you let us give an example. Suppose you start a car, and then you switch it off, or and then go in the other switch. You switch it off, and then you go on switch on the other car, right? So in that case, definitely engine will start and take a little time. Same happens with our brain as well. So multitasking is not advisable at all. Just in case you have certain priorities of like physical work and mental work, definitely you can go hand in hand. But our brain is always so manufactured that it can only handle, pay attention to one thing at a time. Set boundaries for communication. Set dedicated time for calls, for message checking, email checking, etc. Then breaks are very important for boosting our productivity. Whenever we are working for it is many research have been done that when we take breaks, our productivity boosts. And importance of break is regular breaks help improve our focus, they reduce our stress, enhance our overall well-being. And there is a 90-minute rule based on our natural rhythm of our bodies. So that is the reason a maximum amount of time into one session is 90 minutes. After that, our body has a natural rhythm that needs a break. Ideal break duration, so that is 15 to 20 minutes for maximum effectiveness. Break activities that you can do is stretching, going for a walk, or spending 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes in nature. Then deep breathing is another way to rejuvenate. meditation, power nap, tea or coffee, or any other rejuvenating activity or listening to music can be some of the activities that you can perform during the break. And disconnect, but when you take a break, you need to disconnect from the work, avoid checking emails or other things on your gadgets at that time. Do something completely different. So instead, use that time to recharge and focus, and schedule breaks beforehand in your projects or working schedules. So what is the importance of rest and recovery is it helps in enhancing our attention. It activates our default thinking mode, consolidation of learning and memory, stress and burnout reduction, our physical well-being, our improved focus and concentration, enhanced creativity, and added problem-solving activities. So here's a good infographic someone put in his office. So I just took the screenshot. So it's wonderfully talks about why we need to take a break and what are its pros and cons. So people normally blink their eyes 18 times per minute, but when we are working on a computer or a laptop, we blink only 7 times per minute. So, this leads to computer vision syndrome, blurry vision, headaches, dry eyes, long-term nearsightedness. Then 75% of US web is spent more than 7 hours a day in front of computers. Using a mouse for more than 20 hours a week raises your risk for carpal tunnel syndrome by 200%. So this is a simple infographic. I liked it, and hence I included in the presentation. So it talks about we need to take breaks, but we don't take break. And then if you can't stand at your desk, getting away for 5 minutes can enhance accuracy by 13%, reduce your pains, and reduce fatigue by 50%. So it is always beneficial to take a break. Then there are certain productivity apps that you can use to enhance your productivity. You can maintain your to-do list, your uh, checkers, where you can just simply tick on the activities you do for the day, and also follow that you never miss something. If you want to follow, you never miss something for continuous 2 days. If you are missing, just get back to it, and it will become a habit gradually. So these are some of the apps: Todoist, Tick, Habitica, Rike, Keep Organized, that is Keep, Zapier, Asana, Focus at Will, Slack, and Miro, and many other softwares are there. So you can choose any. Then these are the top 12 books on productivity. These are the top highest recommended books on productivity. You can take a screenshot as well, just in case you require. Let me check chat box once if everything is okay. I hope slides are moving and everything is okay for everyone. Any specific comments? So people are commenting #IGP. Is there a requirement or just for fun? Okay. My slides are moving, yeah? So you can take a screenshot. Let's move forward. So hacks from the self-help book. So daily highlight was from this book, Make Time by Jake Knapp and John Justin. So it says help prioritize what truly matters and provides a sense of accomplishment when completed. In 12-week year, condense your yearly goals into 12-week plans to create a sense of urgency and focus, which says you think that you have only 12 weeks a year, and you plan your whole year into those 12 weeks, and once you start working on in that mode of sense of urgency and focus, definitely within a year you will be able to complete the things. Atomic habit says talks about small incremental changes in your habits will definitely compound over time, and you will gradually get into the habit of getting things done. Then music is another um, compelling reason why you must listen to some music, and that must always be instrumental music when you are working with focus on any project, because lyrics may divert your attention to the song or something, but instrumental music always enhances positive mood. It alters positive mood and attitude, regain your concentration, improve morale and work environment, help you work faster and move more efficiently, helps create personal space. Music without lyrics work best. Music influences your behavior even without your notice, and music plays a significant effect on culture. Another concept is zero time. So, how many of you know about zero time? Anyone? Anyone knows the concept of zero time? What is zero time? We have heard about the zero period in our schools, right? But what is zero time? So let me introduce. Zero time is the time slot we get while waiting for something. Suppose we are at a doctor's clinic, we need to wait, and that time, how the productive people, what they do, they use that time in ordering something, or in prioritizing something that is important to them, that if they have 10 minutes time, they may pick up a book and read, they may make a few calls that are urgently required. So that is the case with zero time. So zero time is the time, suppose you have 10 minutes time between two meetings. So in that case, definitely you can use it for some productive purpose, instead of just looking here and there or roaming around here and there or talking to someone. You focus on completing one small task in that 10 minutes. That is the use of zero time. The productive people always use their zero time in some productive task. Another thing is the mind map, which enhances our thinking power, also enhances our productivity. So when we are clear, mind map is a concept where you keep the central idea in the center, and then you draw branches as branches of a tree, and then you just highlight the keywords of a particular project or thing or anything you can create into a mind map. Maybe you are attending a meeting, you can take minutes of of that meeting in form of mind map. This will be easy for you to remember all the things. Just the keywords go on these branches, and you remember what has been said, and you can narrate the story later as well. And these kind of mind maps, if you prepare for your studies, if you are a student, definitely they are going to help you during the revisions part. When you revise for your exams, definitely it is going to you can revise all the concepts within 10-15 minutes, just analyzing this kind of mind map. So this is very easy to understand, and we'll see one example as well. So the few other tools and techniques is using templates for the daily routine sort of things. So suppose you need to write similar kind of letters to different people, you can have a particular email template. Similarly, templates for different activities you can use. And there are certain apps that help you manage this kind of tasks. So you can definitely check out in the internet. And I have shared a few previously. The best productivity tips are: stop the time killer. First of all, we need to identify what are our time killers, what is it that we need to stop doing, and put it in our to do not to do list, so that We know where the distractions or time killers are. Maybe you might be scrolling on social media, you might be over watching television or any other thing. So you need to identify where your time is going. Then plan tomorrow today, plan the day in advance will always help you know what you need to do, and you will be inclined to take action for that only, instead of thinking at that moment what to do or where to start. If you have a plan day, definitely you'll go for that. And keep it clean, keep your environment clean, your work environment, your desk and everything. If it is organized, things are on in the right place, definitely it will be easy for you to take action. You will feel motivated. And work on your values, what values you hold, important tasks, prioritize what is important and urgent, and you can always prioritize using Eisenhower matrix, that is the 4D techniques: do, delete, delegate, and delay or decide. Re-energize yourself, that is take breaks at appropriate time, and ev- um, everything is a process. Enjoy the process, be productive, and let us continue. Continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. So here we'll go just recap all the concepts. So we talked about Eisenhower matrix, which talks about 4Ds. We talked about plan ahead, plan your day in advance, set the clear intentions, build a second brain system. What is a second brain system? Second brain system is a system where you create digitally accessible, easily accessible notes. Instead of your brain, you have a record of each and everything, and you can access uh, that in times of need within few seconds. So this is a concept of second brain system, and it works on Eisenhower as well. So we need to design our digital diary or something from where we can pick up those notes in times of need. So this is a wonderful book. You can have a read and get to know the concepts of second brain system. So everything you do not need to just keep in your mind. You can have an extended mind in the form of digital notes, which is accessible at the time of need, and you can share it to anyone. Then just do it, even if you are scared. This is 5 second rules, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just take action. Get into some action, physical mode, action mode. Then time blocking, that is blocking your calendar, and time boxing, that is this is for today and I need to complete it today, no matter how what is the level of perfection. No matter, we have to complete it anyhow. Then goal, instead of goal setting, goal getting. What is goal getting? First of all, start taking action. That is action. Parkinson's law says work fails. Our work fails the time, designated time. So we need to fix deadline and then stick to it. Then start simple, stupid, and imperfect. So your version one can be like imperfect, and you can improvise later on n number of times. Version one is always better than version none. Then Pomodoro technique, which talks about 25 minutes of focused work and then taking 5 minutes break, and repeating for 3 to 4 pomodoros, and then taking a longer break of 30 minutes. Daily highlight, that highlight one thing that you want to accomplish. Then one word goal setting, that is setting the intention or goal based on one word. Then reverse or backward goal setting, eat that frog, which talks about prioritizing our work and doing the most difficult task in the early morning. That is eating, how to eat an elephant, that is one bite at a time. So whenever the task is bigger, we can break it down into smaller chunks. Then WOOP method, that is wish, outcome, obstacle, plan. Getting things done talks about 2 minute rule and 135 method technique of setting goals. 2 minute rule says if a work can be done in 2 minutes, just do it now. Do not procrastinate it for later. Then atomic habit talks about smaller habits have compounding effort over time. Then Neerayal's book Indestructible talks about how we can work with focus without distractions. That is deep work. How to shut down our thoughts popping up in our brain. That is simple pen and paper. And we can schedule times for calls, messages, meetings, etc. And shut down all the notifications on your mobile app. Schedule your time for emails. You can use productivity apps. Music always enhances your productivity, and you will find your moods are getting better. And mind maps are another productivity boosting techniques. This also enhances your thinking power. It enhances the number of ideas one gets. There was an experiment, and in that experiment there was an experiment and in that experiment uh, there was an experiment, and in that experiment there were two different set of people. One were given to create n number of ideas and write them down in a list format. Another set of people were given to create the mind map, and when the results were obtained, the people who were creating a list, they got out of ideas by 8 to 10 ideas. But those who were there for like creating uh, mind map, they got n number of lot more ideas than those who created list. Then using your zero time, utilizing it for some productive work, using the templates, avoiding multitasking, and then dedicating 12 week a year focus, and scheduling your break time. Nature is best healer. We can take a walk in the nature, and continuous improvement into our working schedules will definitely help us. And build, don't talk. We keep on talking, and do not we keep on talking, but we do not create. So build, don't talk talks about create. Do not talk that I will create. And lastly, create your not to do list, and do it with whatever it takes approach. So here are the top 12 books on productivity. So you can take a screenshot of it just in case you require. So these are all the summary or a recap of all the techniques that we have discussed so far. And you can connect with me on different platforms. You can connect with me on social media via scanning this link. And the floor is open for any questions on productivity, or any questions you have, you can ask. Thank you. Over to IGP. Bandhan, are you there? So you can put on your questions in the chat box. Any questions you have on productivity or related things. And you can also share your feedback of the session.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for a rich content presentation which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for a question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part two, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition.
You can ask your questions, and even I would love to hear feedback from you all. What all was your takeaway from today's session? So it would be wonderful to hear from you. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Evelyn, Fikri. Thank you, Lutrim, for this wonderful comment and from Kosovo. So you can also type in from where you are joining from. So you can proceed with the quiz because I'm not finding any questions, but only the thank you notes.
Ma'am, I think after wonderful presentation, our participant can understand the topic very clearly. That's why no questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, sir, ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional work. Honorable ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, ma'am. Take care.
Thank you. And thank you for inviting me and sharing me the opportunity to speak to the global audience of IGP. Thank you so much,
Welcome.
and I wish you all to be more productive and more productive in your work and perform excellent. Thank you.
Welcome. Honorable ma'am, before we move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can.
Thank you.
Dear IGP knowledge seeker, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. Certification process. Visit www.edugp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching, completing part 1, move to the next. You'll learn just passing for 80% pass. Back to the course again to download your certificate. If you feel free, take the quiz. Download the certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I'm going to share the procedure again. Visit www.edugp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching, completing part 1, move to the next. You'll learn test passing mark 80% pass. Back to the course again to download your certificate. If you feel free, take the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill. Never stop learning, cause life, never stop teaching us. Be happy, stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to go a lot of people of things Albert Einstein. Before I start, hit the like button. I want to thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.